Have you ever felt like life is an endless race where achieving focus and clarity seems impossible? Most people believe the path to success requires exhausting effort, but what if there was a simpler and more effective way to move forward? Learning to tame a restless mind and act with purpose can transform your days and bring results faster than you think. Now tell me, how are you feeling today? Write in the comments. I want to know more about your moment, and let's chat. The challenge of dealing with daily distractions is undoubtedly one of the greatest enemies of modern productivity. Imagine this. You sit down to focus on an important task, but before you even start, a notification pops up, your phone vibrates, or an email that wasn't urgent steals your attention. Our brains, trained to respond to quick stimuli, end up trapped in this endless cycle. This is where the Lotus Method comes in, inspired by Eastern philosophy, to rescue your mind from the chaos. Here's a practical tip. Try silencing notifications for a few hours and grouping similar tasks into time blocks. Believe me, this alone can work wonders for your focus. The Lotus Method is not just about blocking distractions. It's about creating mental space that allows for clarity and tranquility. Think about how a lotus flower grows. Even in murky waters, it emerges clean and intact. The same applies to the mind. By creating simple habits, like taking deep breaths before starting any task, you're planting the seeds of focus. Why not test it out right now? Choose a simple task and dedicate 5 uninterrupted minutes to it. You'll see how the method starts to transform your day. Of course, the greatest secret lies in understanding that distractions are not just external. They come from within as well. Our own brain likes to avoid challenging tasks and seek immediate comfort. And that's where the magic begins. By recognizing these internal distractions, you take the first step toward taming them. After all, isn't it fascinating to think about how something as simple as observing your thoughts can bring so much power? This brings us to another intriguing question. How does our mind really work, and why does it act like a restless wild monkey? The human mind is like a wild monkey, restless, jumping from thought to thought, always seeking comfort and avoiding discomfort. That's why when we face challenges, we feel an almost irresistible urge to procrastinate or give up. Imagine you're trying to learn something new, like playing a musical instrument. At first, your mind comes up with 1,000 excuses to stop. It's too hard. I don't have time. I'm not good at this. That's your inner monkey trying to keep you in the comfort zone. The first step is to recognize this monkey behavior, and instead of fighting it, learn to observe it. Here's an important insight. The mind, when trained, can become a powerful ally. Think about what happens when you direct it toward a single goal. A simple but effective trick is to start small. Dedicate just 10 minutes to a challenging task. It's like giving the monkey a treat before asking it to calm down. During that time, focus entirely on the activity. Gradually, you'll notice that, just as we tame the monkey at first, we're actually taming our own mind. However, this process requires patience. Don't expect the monkey to become docile overnight. But by understanding how it works, you begin to see that discomfort is part of growth. With each small victory over distraction or procrastination, the monkey becomes calmer. Speaking of which, have you ever thought about what it would be like to stop resisting difficulties and simply learn to flow with them? This takes us to an even deeper concept. Life often feels like a constant struggle against adversity. However, the Taoist concept of Wu Wei teaches us something transformative. Instead of resisting the natural flow of events, we should learn to navigate them. Imagine a leaf floating in a river. If it resists the current, it ends up submerged, but by following the flow, it finds its path with ease. The same goes for life's challenges. If something doesn't go as planned, take a deep breath and reflect. How can I adapt to this situation? This shift in perspective is already an act of flowing. Flowing doesn't mean passivity, it means acting with wisdom. For example, when facing a problem at work, instead of complaining or resisting change, try to find the hidden opportunity. Perhaps that complicated project is a chance to learn a new skill or stand out. Practicing Wu Wei is accepting that difficulties are part of the journey, and instead of fighting them, using them as springboards for growth. Think of a surfer who doesn't fight the wave, but uses it to glide with balance and strength. By understanding and applying this philosophy, you begin to realize that resistance only creates unnecessary suffering. Accepting the flow isn't about giving in, but embracing reality with courage and intelligence. When we stop fighting the inevitable, we make room for creativity and unexpected solutions. Speaking of making room, there's an ancient practice that teaches exactly that. The art of stillness. Are you ready to discover it? Stillness is like a refuge amid chaos. In Zazen, the practice of seated meditation, we learn to connect with the serenity that already exists within us. Imagine yourself sitting in a quiet place, eyes half closed, simply observing your breath. This simplicity hides immense power, the ability to calm the mind and bring clarity. By practicing, you'll notice that restless thoughts, like clouds in the sky, come and go without needing your interference. Why not try it now? Just 1 minute of focused breathing can be the beginning of a transformation. Meditation isn't about erasing thoughts, but about learning to coexist with them. When you sit in silence, you'll notice that the initial restlessness is like a child seeking attention. Gradually, it calms down. It's in this state of stillness that the clearest answers emerge. Imagine you're facing a tough decision. Instead of drowning in anxiety, sit for 10 minutes, breathing deeply. Often, solutions emerge naturally, as if they were always there, just waiting for the right moment to be noticed. The power of stillness isn't limited to meditation moments. It extends to the rest of your life. When your mind is calmer, you react better to challenges and can act more intentionally. It's like having a tranquil lake instead of turbulent waters. But stillness isn't just about pausing. It's also about preparing for the right action at the right time. Speaking of action, have you thought about the harmony between mental clarity and focused actions? Let's explore this now. True mastery in life comes when we combine mental clarity with well-directed actions. Acting with intention isn't about doing everything at once, but about wisely choosing where to invest your energy. Imagine a craftsman creating a unique piece. Every movement is deliberate, every decision made with purpose. Similarly, when facing a task or challenge, ask yourself, what is my goal here? Does this bring me closer to my values and goals? By aligning thought and action, you discover an inner strength that once seemed inaccessible. Mental clarity, cultivated through stillness, is the first step, but practice is what solidifies the learning. For example, Gohan learned that his mastery only manifested when he acted with total focus, free from distractions. You can start small, choose a simple task, and dedicate yourself to it with full presence. Whether it's responding to an important email or organizing your workspace. It might seem small, but this is how the seeds of intention grow deep roots in your life. When you act with intention, your decisions stop being automatic reactions. They become reflections of a mind aligned with your aspirations. And that's the point. Intentional action doesn't mean perfection, but a continuous effort to act with purpose. By harmonizing your thoughts and actions, you begin to cultivate something even more powerful. the patience needed to grow and flourish in your own time. Are you ready to dive into this art? Patience is a virtue often underestimated, but profoundly transformative. Just as the lotus flower needs the right time to grow and bloom, our progress in life requires waiting and dedication. Often, we want immediate results, but the truth is that the most valuable things take time. Imagine planting a tree. You can't rush its growth by overwatering or pulling its branches. Similarly, your projects, dreams, and skills need the right time to mature. Patience is the fertile soil where everything flourishes. Practicing patience doesn't mean sitting back and waiting passively. It's an active process of trust and persistence. Think of a student wanting to learn a new language. They need to repeat words, make mistakes, and try again, day after day. At first, it might seem like there's no progress, but over time, phrases start to form naturally. To apply this in your daily life, choose an area where you want to grow and create a plan of small, consistent actions. This will help you build something lasting. And as we cultivate patience, we learn to accept the imperfections of the journey. Every mistake, every obstacle is an essential part of the growth process. The lotus flower grows in the mud, but it's that very mud that provides the nutrients it needs. Thus, by practicing patience, you realize that time is an ally, not an enemy. Speaking of allies, wouldn't it be amazing to have more resources to keep learning and evolving? If you're not yet subscribed to our channel, take the chance to do so now and join us on this journey of growth. Now that you've learned these teachings, what will you do differently today? Small actions, like silencing distractions or trying stillness for a few minutes, can transform your routine. Everything starts with one step, no matter how small. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning. And check out the video on the screen. It will complement everything you've read here. Let's go on this journey together.